right quick, man. Sorry to interrupt your regularly scheduled program, but when something's on my mind or I have a topic, when I have a topic on my mind, man, I gotta address it no matter what it is or what's going on. If I feel strongly about something, I'm gonna say it. And you ain't gonna hear a whole bunch of cussing, a whole bunch of hollering. It ain't my style. But it doesn't mean, like I always say, that I'm not telling the truth. So I'm not even going to say this dude's name. I'm going to leave you links in the description to go check out what you need to. But a lot of talk on YouTube and Twitter has recently gone up about the N-word. And this particular individual said that the N-word is not offensive to black people anymore because it's 2011. Now you have to understand the history of the word and the kind of venom that comes with the word. Most black people or African Americans heard that phrase or heard that word right before they died. You have to understand that the society that we live in sweeps things under the rug. So for him to say that it's not relevant, to me is like sweeping it under the rug as if it doesn't exist. If racism doesn't exist anymore, and it does, it's just undermined. It's not as covert as it once was. And I might have got that word mixed up with overt, but I think it's covert. It's not as covert as it once was, meaning there's not KK rallies out in the open. It's not openly acceptable to hang black people from trees and lynch them and all that other, kind of details. And so for him to say that the N-word is not offensive to black people anymore is really ignorant. And if it wasn't so much of a big deal to him, then why doesn't he walk up to a stranger, a black person he does not know, and call him that name? Call him out of that name. Call him out of his name by calling him the N-word. Have Only Use Me Blade tape that, then put that on YouTube. See what you get from that. See if it's funny. And to me it's funny because he has these legions of, and I don't care how old they are now, but they're probably teenagers, could be upward 20s, but legion of whatever federal asshole gamers who are basically under his command. And he said that. So are you going to be a mindless slave under his command? Now I understand that my channel is probably irrelevant in this whole thing, because on YouTube they look at subscribers and view count, but that doesn't make you relevant. See, I'm a relevant individual outside of YouTube. YouTube is just an internet video forum to put up your opinions, be entertaining, be informative. And what people are doing is feeding the troll. And he loves this kind of attention. And I'm not going to feed it. And you might say that this is feeding it, but I'm addressing it without actually giving him the publicity. You feel me? So basically, this dude was irrelevant. And a lot of people might say, oh, well, you're irrelevant now. You don't mean anything. Nobody cares about this video. But this dude was irrelevant before the Billionaires Challenge. And truth hurts. I mean, he's getting a lot more publicity since this has happened, but the Federation of Asshole Gamers and whatever died with Halo. I mean, sure enough, you could do that stuff in Call of Duty, and he was in Commentators March Madness. He did have a video in that, but that doesn't change the fact that this dude was irrelevant before the Billionaires Challenge. So he's relishing in having the spotlight once again. He's having his 15 minutes of fame once again, sponsored by people who are feeding this troll. So don't feed him, man. I think I've almost wasted enough of my time on this particular subject. But if you are ignorant enough to think that the N-word is not relevant anymore, it doesn't have venom, it doesn't have weight, that you can just go out in public and say that to a black person and get away with it, then more power to you. I challenge you to take you a video camera, since not even a video camera. Most iPhones have to where you can just upload it straight from your phone. Have your buddy tape this. I want you, if you are a person of non-African American descent, tape it. Go up to a black person, call him or her the N-word with the ER, not the A, the ER, and have your buddy tape it and see what kind of reactions you get. It's unacceptable to sweep things under the rug, man, and when things need addressing, I'm going to address them. So I apologize for the interruption of fun and entertainment that we were having on this channel for this ignorance break, but it needed to be addressed, man. So shout out to all the people who made videos addressing this. You can make your own videos if you subscribe to me, and you know, I'll put them as a video response and I'll approve them. But you have to understand that we took the venom that was in that word and took it away. So basically, when a black person says, "What's up, my nigga?" or what up, nigga? What's going on with you?" We are basically saying, "What's up, comrade, friend? I acknowledge you." You know, I'm taking a term that was meant for negative and turn it into a kind of an endearment term, I guess, if you want to say that. But this dude said ER. You have to understand that ER in the context and the way that he said it is way worse than the A. The A is offensive, but we've learned to deal with that. But the ER shows that that is racist. And I don't care how you cut it. Cracker, people weren't called cracker and hung from trees. People weren't called cracker and dragged behind trucks. People weren't called cracker and thrown into the Mississippi River, shot in front of their kids, have crosses burned on their yards. And a lot of people can say that's not happening to black people now, but it is there. It is in history. It did happen. It did not happen to Caucasian Americans the way it happened to African Americans. So it's sickening to me to see a commentator, no matter how big or small their subscriber base, not make a video on this subject. Not for the sake of getting subscribers or getting views or just being in the topic, just because this is something that needs to be addressed, not only on YouTube but just in society in general. It's something that needs to be talked about. It's one of the things that we like to call a lemon squeeze. Like, you have to talk through problems and situations in order to come to a resolution, and this is something that needs to be resolved on an overall scale. Like I said, this is only YouTube, and I don't have as big a subscriber base as some other people, and the commentators that should be addressing this are not addressing it. But I'm not, that's not going to deter me from speaking my mind and doing my part about it, man. So shame on you if you're a big commentator and you had to make a video about this, but like Harday said, you whined about sub boxes, or you whined about bumping, you whined about anything, because this is much more pertinent, much more important, and not because it's a black thing. If it was homosexual or whatever, any other topic, it needs to be addressed, because like I said, society this time and these times sweeps things under the rug instead of addressing things, and people hide behind the internet. It's cool to say the N-word on the internet. Kids, even grown men, hide behind keyboards. I call them keyboard killers. They hide behind keyboards, computer screens, Xbox Live headsets, but they would never, ever cross that boundary in real life. So, man, I just had to get it off my chest, man. Like I said, sorry for the interruption, but it is what it is. When something's on my mind, I'm going to let it off. All right. Peace.